Hello and welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and in this episode we are going to talk about another SailfishOS related topic, which will be in this case Refuel or Tanken, depending on which language you are installing it on. And sometimes why a fork works better than the original one. And what is this app all about? It's a SailfishOS native app, and it will guide you through the lowest prices for gas stations, for instance. And for that, it's going to ask you a couple of things and then just show you the lowest prices. And you might remember that I already showed you something a little bit time ago. I'm not sure which episode it was. I will link it up there. There I had to look at SpritRadar, which is more or less doing exactly the same thing. But the big problem is that with a couple of updates later, the SpritRadar app didn't work anymore because there was some kind of an issue on my smartphone here, and I'm not sure if it's related to one of the updates or if it's just something else, I don't know, but it's not going to start anymore, and there are a couple of different behaviors which are unusual, which are going on there, but in the end it's not working. And Tanken or Refuel is a fork somebody else did because there was this problem, and somebody else did this and more or less took over the development of that, and like that it's working again. I think it even has a couple of different features which are pretty nice and were added on top of that, and that one works, and so I'm going to show you that. And what happened with the old one, I want to show you that too, because that can happen from time to time. It depends, but you are not the developer, so this is one of the, let's say, problems with free developers, because of course they can just from now to the next day or whatever say, hey, I don't want to support the app anymore, I'm going to leave it alone. And that's happening, or has happened with SpritRadar as it seems, but there is what can be done about it if you have an open source project like this one, where somebody else can just take the code and do another take on it and call it a little bit different maybe, but in the end it's a fork of the original app. Okay, so first off, I'm going to show you everything on my smartphone here. That is not a Lumia, it's a Sony Xperia 10 Mark III in this case, and it's running Sailfish OS on it, with the latest iteration of 5.0. I think 6.8 or something like that. I would have to look it up, but something like that is the case. And it's going to run that, and I will show you everything which is happening on my smartphone here on the big screen too, with just a technology called Screencast. If you want to know more about that, there's another video where I'm going to talk about that. And here you can already see this is more or less my smartphone, which is going to be shown on the big screen, showing everything that I'm doing here. There's a little bit of a lag in here, but for normal apps that's really not important. In general, it should show you everything that you need to know. And what you already can see here, there is Tanken. Tanken is more or less the app we are talking about, and SpritRadar is this one. Both are nice apps, so if SpritRadar is working, it's a nice app too, but for me it isn't. I have a couple of people who told me that it's working for them, so I'm not sure what's happening there. Maybe it's something with my configuration, or it's something with the app itself. Whatever you want to use, both are fine. I would recommend Tanken now because it just has a little bit of nice features in there, and of course works for me. So how to get Tanken? It's already installed on my smartphone, of course, but if you want to go to Open Wrappers, for instance, so go to the Storm in this case if you have already installed it. If not, there's another link where I'm talking about that. In the end, you can see here we are in the interface, and now you can just go to search if you click on that and put in this case Refuel. You should see this new app here, which is out there. If you click on that, you should be in there, and you can see everything that's gone. Here you even see the notification of the information that SpritRadar is, or better to say, it's a fork of SpritRadar, which is this other app, And like that, you can, for instance, get all the different informations about the gas stations here. Yeah, there are a couple of different informations, which is the difference. Built-in RPE key, for instance, it's great, you don't have to do anything anymore. A map view, which I really like, I will show you what that is, and some improved user experience, whatever, I'm not sure about that, but the map view is really interesting, and of course that the API key is included is very helpful too, because then you don't have to work around stuff and yeah, find the first pre-requirements to get everything working and stuff like that. This is much easier for the end user. And yeah, and how to install it, just go to the menu here and go to, in your case, repository, get a repository or something, and then install it. If you have installed it, you can start it from here, or you just have this little new icon which will be there down below at your starter screen here, and there you can go to Tanken to activate it. So let's have a look. I'm just going to open that up, and as you can see, you even have some kind of a list of last searches. So you put in some kind of a position, more or less. So in this case, I just tested out München. I'm not in München, but doesn't matter, just to show everything out. And if you didn't do that till now, you can just go to the drawer menu, go to new search in this case. And if you go up there, you can just select Ort for city or whatever, which kind of gas you are searching for and how far it can be away. So they are going to check the different gas stations on this radius, more or less, around the part you will select here. And I'm just going to get Berlin, for instance. Doesn't really matter, whatever where you are from, that's fine. Do that. And of course you can see different other things too, and in this list you can easily pick them. So if you are, for instance, I don't know, a big traveler or something, and you have just a couple of different positions where you are at or could be at, then just use that. I think it's a nice thing that you can just pre-select it like this, and I'm just going to take Berlin in this case. Now the part here, that is a good selection, but I would highly recommend it. Because I have a new car, or better to say, a pretty new car, which, sorry that I mixed it up, give me a sec, just going to put that there. Yeah, I have another car, and my car is an LPG car, so it would be great if that would be put in here too, but I can't get that. Anyway, for most people this should be sufficient, and you can select between the E-Scene, E5 and Diesel. Yeah, this is a normal super gas, in general petrol. This one is eco-friendly, whatever part you want to call that. One here with more bioethanol in there, and this one is of course diesel. So select whatever you want, and what is the most important one for you. It will take that, save it in here, and use this for your next searches and show you everything there with these information there. So let's do diesel, I don't know. And here you can just select how far the gas station can be away. In general, I would say anything that is far away than 10 kilometers and you're not really driving by or something on your way is uninteresting, because most of the time, at least, if you're not really going to get your gas or petrol from some kind of a I don't know, the highway or whatever, gas stations or whatever you find there, the Autobahn ones, those are that expensive that you can really even drive farther to get still a better price or a better deal on it. But anything else, I think 5 or 10 is fine. I'm just going with 5 for this, and now if you go to search, you can of course swipe over to do that. So go like that, and now you can see, hey, it was pretty fast even, and you see all the different parts here. It's sometimes a little bit hard to read on this screen, for instance. I find it very readable on the smartphone. Depends, but doesn't really matter. You can easily read what's going on there. It's more or less the same graphical interface or whatever, the same notice you see on the gas station itself too. And yeah, in the end, now you can just get one of them, and yeah, this is more or less what's happening here. If you click on that, you can even see, for instance, some information about the opening hours and stuff like that, where it is. and if you want to go there where the address is. And the most interesting thing is the map view, if you ask me, because if you just leave it like this, go to this section and go once more in that direction, it will show you where those different kinds of gas stations are, and that's pretty nice, and is one of the advantages of this app in comparison with the radar, SpritRadar one, for instance. If we go in, you can of course just have a look here. You can just zoom in to, I don't know, one of the nicer ones. Let's say you're living there and you want to know which one is the best one, then maybe that one is a better one, because it's in this green color, so there's a color code telling you, hey, this is a pretty good price, this is the best price, or one of the best price, and this one is one you shouldn't really go for. And yeah, like that, you can just have a look at that and go where you want to take your gas station. Just one thing, if you try to swipe back now, which is a pretty normal thing to do in this kind of apps for SailfishOS, swiping is not allowed in this app for that part. If you want to go back, you really have to click at this point up there. It's hard to see on the map itself, but it's still there. So just click on that, you're going back to the list, and then you're out. Otherwise, if you try it a different way, and for instance you're going to go in here and try to swipe around or go back or something, it's not going to work, because yeah, it's going to move around on the map. So make sure that you're just clicking in the left corner there, and this should help you to go back to this screen. Yeah, and this is more or less all the app can do for you. As you can see, you will have these last searches now, and I can just select which one I want if I want to get the new prices, of course. And one other thing, if you have, I think, one of these open, you need to have that like this. You can even see this, and you can even refresh it without going to restart the app or whatever. It's still open, so it's not restarting anyway. But you can easily see it in a very fast fashion here and see how far that is away from the search you did there. And this is more or less what the app is all about. I think it's a pretty nice one, nice interface, especially with map view. I really like that, because I'm a visual person, I can see that in a better way then. And yeah, like that, try it out. I think it's a nice little app and should be on any kind of smartphone or SFOS smartphone at least, which of course the owner has a car for this kind of petrol engines or whatever. And yeah, what more to say? I will delete SpritRadar now because I can't use it anyway. Maybe in future, if it's going to be fixed or something, I can do that. But as you can see, long pressing on the part here, then you're going to press this little icon and then wait a little, and it's going to be gone. And this is more or less what we are going to do here. And of course, if we want to move one of those around, just drag and drop them to the position and one click into an empty space, and it should be fine and should be replaced. Yeah, I think in the end that this is more or less the end of the episode. I hope you had fun with it. If you have any kind of questions, comments, whatever, put them down below into the commentary section. If you want to get the link to the app, of course, you can get it down below in the description box of the video. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't subscribe to now, do that now. And other than that, see you in the next episode, and bye.